Scow. It's good to see you again, Ms. Gardner. I would do a live court reporter. I know that when things go on in court, voices can be low, and so a machine isn't always going to pick it up. But a live court reporter in court can ask for statements to be repeated. And but I would also have, there are cameras in the courts now, it's the JAB system, and those visually record what goes on in court. I would keep those in my courtroom as well, because a lot of things happen that need to be seen for the record when cases go up on appeal. For example, the other day, after a sentencing, a defendant wasn't particularly happy with his sentence, stood up, yelled at somebody in the back of the courtroom, and then turned to the inmate sitting next to him and spit in her face. He's going to be charged with battery by a prisoner and unlawful use of body fluids. But if there aren't any cameras to catch what's going on, that would be missed. So I would keep cameras in the court, but I would have a live court reporter. I think it's subject to less error, and the court reporter is going to pick up a lot more softer voices than what the machines can pick up. And I trust human ears better than a machine. So again, Richard Scow.
Susan Bacham. When I'm sitting on the bench as a pro tem, it's very comforting to have a live court reporter sitting down in front of you, taking the minutes and the court transcripts and working hand in hand with the court and the other personnel. You know, we've been working with this new CMS court system, which has been very frustrating, I think, for everybody concerned, the court clerks, everybody that's had to do it. They're relearning and retraining, and while all of that is important, I like having a live person there. I think a backup tape is very good, but I think a live person is much more important to the court process. Again, Susan Bacham, thank you.
This is Frank Como. This question is very easy for me to answer. Absolutely, do I want to have a live court reporter there for various reasons. And I can tell you right now, over the 18 years of trial experience that I've had in the district attorney's office, there is no substitute for a live court reporter. First of all, a lot of times if you're in the middle of a jury trial and an issue pops up, you can go back very quickly and have the court reporter reread a question and an answer for the jury or for a judge if it becomes part of an issue to decide. A second part I think is very important and imperative to have a live court reporter is the fact that a lot of times attorneys, surprisingly, want to be heard the last, and so they start speaking over each other. Now, when you have a tape, how can you keep track of who's saying what and exactly what is being said? One of the most enjoyable moments sometimes when you're in the middle of the heat of a battle is suddenly you hear, "Wait, stop!" And it's your court reporter telling you one at a time. And you know, as I've done over 70 jury trials, I can't tell you how many preliminary hearings I've done. There's just simply no substitute for a court reporter, and quite frankly, you can still keep a record of what's being shown by the attorney saying, for the record, may it reflect I am holding State's Proposed Exhibit 1, and have the witness describe it. Something that we've been using now for so many decades in this courtroom does not mean that we now have to replace because a cassette recorder is a better mechanism. Sometimes saving money is a foolish thing, because really when it comes down to it, is you need to have a live person there. It is a profession.
So we actually are out of time for Department 13, and I think we've reached a consensus that Cheryl has a job. So what we're going to go ahead and do is reconvene in about 5 minutes.